Hi, hello everyone, back again. I am a little late since I'm usually supposed to be posting on Tuesdays, but I got sick this week after going to Disney, so that's wonderful. I'm actually still sick. You'll probably notice it with my voice, but that's okay. I am back with another video. Here I changed the layer, like I said on my previous video, to make it more warm toned. And of course, you will probably see the final piece due to the thumbnail of the video. But if I'm completely honest, I'm actually not happy with it at all. I was trying to do something like facing forward of sorts. I've had previous sketches where I was very happy with the sketch, but when I tried to, do something similar digitally to be able to post it, it doesn't come out the same. So on my next video, whatever I try to draw, I'll probably just avoid trying to do something facing forward and just go with the flow. If it's like sort of instead looking to the side or a little bit to the side, I'll do that instead. Because if I'm completely honest, I struggled with this character. I struggled so much more than with the last character, and I actually dislike it. Of course, you don't have to love every art piece or every sketch you do. I personally dislike this one. I loved it on my sketchbook, but trying to draw it here was a pain in the butt, to be honest. Of course, here I'm trying to change its legs because it doesn't look right, but I was trying to make its legs a little fatter, short, and you're going to watch me very soon struggle with the hands. I've decided for my characters going for something more, how do you say this shape? For the eyes, going for something more rounded, like an oval of sorts. Here I'm trying to fix that leg. I was very happy with that leg form because it looks very fat, it looks very short, it looks very cute. It's just that for the rest of the body, it was not to my liking, to be honest. I struggled quite a lot with this drawing. The actual footage is like 58 minutes or something like that of just drawing time. Because like I said, I try to give myself a limited amount of time. Usually, depending on what I do, between 30 minutes, 40, or 1 hour. Here, I'm trying to figure out where I want the eyes to go and the hands. Actually, at this point, if I try redrawing this, I might not give it hands. I don't know, it looked cuter without the hands now that I'm looking at it, but I was very, very passionate to give it hands because, I don't know. That's the eye shape I ended up going with. I did try to experiment with other eye shapes, I think, down the line. But what I struggled with the most in this case was the hands. Oh my goodness, the hands. I didn't know where to make the hands shorter. I didn't know where the hands were in his body. I think for future reference, I might not give hands at all. It'll just be a walking plushie without hands. Or maybe I'll give it small hands and not worry about it. I don't know, I didn't like how the hands were looking, and it was just not convincing me. Actually, I kinda, now that I look at it, that previous one kinda looked cute, to be honest. I should have gone for smaller hands, if I'm completely honest now that I'm looking at it. Of course, I've already posted this on Instagram, so that's okay. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my tea. Because like I said, I'm sick. It's wonderful being sick. Here I'm trying to fix the bottom line where the legs are because it was just not convincing me. It was giving it a sort of pose that was like you can tell one side is fatter than the other. Here I'm trying to experiment with the eyes, but of course I just go back to what I like the best, the little upwards oval. Here I tried to give it more of like anime eyes instead of the just one color oval shaped eyes, but I think I ended up scrapping that. Even though I did like it a little bit, it was just not what I wanted the character to look like. It was just not, in my head, it was just not as cute. I might go back in a later time and just completely redraw this character, because actually at some point, let me see, at some point I will post my sketchbook, where I have all my little characters at that I've experimented on the past with. I just never posted about them. Most of my characters have that little like pyramid looking head shape. And then at the bottom the legs are very short, so I might, just go back to experimenting. I liked so much more my little sketches than this drawing. I wanted to do a finished drawing instead of a sketch this time, but as you can tell, that might not be my thing. I might just go back to sketching and freaking just put colors on the sketches and call it a day. And I also wanted to give it its little ponytail again, little rounded looking thing at the top of the head, because for some reason, now that I'm looking at it, that's kind of like a signature thing of most of my characters. Like, I'm looking at my sketches right now, and it's just, I don't know, I find it adorable when that little thing comes out of the top of their head. But I do plan to keep drawing the characters. Of course, I'll adjust them eventually to find my character, and maybe I'll start, drawing them for sticker purposes. I actually do want to start a little sticker kind of hobby for not only myself, but maybe share with other people if they end up liking it. Once I create 1 or 2 characters to make stickers about, I will experiment with them, and because I have planners with me. I like Hobonichi planners. They're my life, they're my soul. I spend too much money on them. And stickers are very expensive, keeping in fact that I use many of them. So I am going to probably be experimenting with making stickers for myself first, so I don't have to buy stickers. And maybe when I showcase them on my videos and enough people want me to start selling them, I will. Who knows? Sorry, took another sip of my little tea. Here I am looking at it, and I was like, what is wrong with this? I was trying to make the eyes a little bigger to see if that was gonna work, because actually it's cute with that eye shape, but the hands, I personally think the hands were throwing me off. And I of course went back to it, and I don't know, I was looking at it for a minute. I was like, I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how I want it to look. And now that I think about it, I think not every character needs hands. Like, of course they're going to have hands, but they don't always need to show their hands, if that makes sense. Like, when I think of if I were to make it into a sticker and have it in many poses or holding something, then in that case, then of course the character is going to have hands. But like in this case, it's just the hands were not it. I even tried experimenting with the eye shape again, because I was like, I don't know, I don't understand what's wrong. I think it was just the hands, to be completely honest. And I actually kind of like that eye shape as well. Of course, it's still an oval, it's just a bigger oval. And then I can just copy paste it to the other side. Usually I don't like flip it, I just move it to the other side and then call it a day. Because when you put yourself in a time limit, please don't please don't do it. Don't be like me and don't go over the details too much. Here I'm zooming it out, I'm flipping it back and forth, flip, and I didn't know what was wrong. I was like, I'm not liking this whatsoever. Maybe it was the legs, I don't know. I think I do go over the legs at some point. Sorry, that's my hand in the middle of the screen, because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I think I had the thought of, if I start going over it with actual line art at some point, then it'll look better. But as you can see, nothing is happening, because I was like, what can I do to fix it? And I decided, you know what? I don't have that much time in my hands, so I'm just gonna go over it. Like, you know, I'm just gonna go over it, and whatever turns out, turns out. And you're going to see me struggle. Because the hands, I'm telling you, it's the hands. It doesn't matter what kind of hands. If you do the little rounded hands, if you do the little like 3 fingers like chibis usually have, or if you do very detailed hands, like it doesn't matter what kind of hands you're doing, the hands, if the hands don't look right, they're gonna throw you off. Like I had so many issues. I was going over that line over and over again, and I wasn't happy with it whatsoever. I don't even know what I did to be happy with it. And actually, next time I'm not going to use that brush, because if you go into my Instagram and you zoom in, you're gonna see the brush has a little like, I don't know, it's spiky look to it. If you zoom in really hard on the line. Sorry, tea break. You're going to see the brush has little spikes, and I regret using that brush for the line art. I was trying to use something like sketchy, because like I said on my previous video, I usually do the sketches and I'm very happy with the sketches, but when I go to the line art, then I cannot stand it. I don't know what it is. So I was trying to pick a brush and experiment with a brush that's more like strokey, more like spiky, or more like sketchy looking like. And I did not like this brush. I should have gone with a different brush right from the start. I'm struggling to even like do this side of the body. Like it took me an ungodly amount of time that it shouldn't have at all. This is another version of the same brush. Like literally it's just, I don't know what I was thinking. I did not like that brush. I didn't know how I wanted the hands to be. Like this is what I mean when I say I usually love my sketches because they're very sketchy like and they look adorable. And then when I go to do the line art to make a final drawing of it, it doesn't look right at all. Like I'm experimenting with the post correction, the adjustment by speed, by scale. I'm experimenting with the stabilization. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like I said, English is not my main language. But anyways, I think I end up going with that shape of the hand. But I still dislike this drawing and how it turned out. I finished it because I had to finish it. I was on a time limit. It's like, that's the good thing about putting yourself in a time limit. Whatever comes out of that time limit, regardless of whether you like it or not, it's whatever comes out of the time limit. And of course, you can always go back to it and redo it on a later time, like after a year or two, to see where you're at, what the biggest difference is. And that's probably what I'm planning to do. But instead of a year, I'll probably do it in 6 months or so, if I remember. Tea break, one moment. That's very nice. Being sick, it's not great. I don't recommend it. 0 out of 10. 10 out of 10 don't recommend. But anyways, I try to be happy with the rest of the line art. As you can see, like if you look at the video right now, it has those little spikes looking things to the line, to the brush, and it's just not, I don't know, I'm not happy with that final kind of look to it. So I'll probably look for another brush on Clip Studio later on today. But I'm actually very happy with the stabilization thingy. It's very similar to like, Procreate fixing line thing. But of course, Procreate is much better about it. That's just my opinion. But I prefer just, because I don't really use Procreate because I don't like Apple. I don't like Apple products. That might just be me. I've previously used Apple, especially because my father likes Apple, my mom likes Apple, but I've always just been a Samsung girly, to be honest. I love the ability to, customize the phone however I want to my liking. I definitely get people wanting Apple over Samsung, because I read somewhere that people go for Apple more for its simplicity. And usually people like Samsung due to its complexity and, technology, I would say. Because the thing is, with a lot of apps, they get sponsored by Apple most of the time. Like my biggest example is Snapchat. If I go to my mom's phone and I take a picture and I send it to anyone, the picture doesn't lower like its quality. Or like if I take a picture on a camera and I send it to Snapchat, the quality of the picture remains. But if you try to do that with a Samsung or an Android in general, for some reason the quality of the picture like drops, and I mean it drops drastically. But I don't know, that might be just me. Here I continue to struggle with the line art because I'm never happy with the line art. This is why I just do sketches and just call it a day. This is what happens when I try to do line art and like actually do a proper art piece, or like whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, proper line art where it's not just a sketch. Like when you want to add color and everything and make it look clean and refined. Like, what's wrong with the hands? Like, look at that hand. One hand, it's lower. The other hand, it's like up. Like, they're not at the same level. And I think at some point I fix it. I think. But I don't know. Here I'm trying to make it seem like they're, you know, standing in an actual floor instead of just floating around looking like that. Tea break. 1 second. Perfect. Here I'm making the lines more thicker, and I think I'm going to start fixing that arm because I think I'm noticing. Because if I'm turning on the sketch and turning it off, and I can tell that hand is not supposed to be that like elevated. So here I am trying to connect the bottom line of the leg and the top line, and then I'm going to try and fix the hand because like that's a good like inch. There's a good inch of where the sketch hand is and then the line art hand is. Like, that's not supposed to be like that. Of course I end up not being happy with it anyway, like I said before, but I was trying to do something a little bit different with that hand, but I was still not happy with it. I just had to lower it. All I had to do was just lower it. But anyway, I of course end up embracing it and then redoing it all over again, like I always do. Like, look at that. Without the hand, it looks so curvy, it looks so fluffy, it looks so fat and hoggable. Hoggable? I don't think that's how you say that, but you know what I mean. I should have just sticked with that one hand instead of showing both of them. Like, that looks cute right there. Like, I would have been happy with that right there. But I was stubborn and I wanted to have the other hand because I felt like, you know, without the other hand, it didn't make sense. So since I was happy with the other hand, I decided to copy paste it and then put it on the other side and then, you know, of course, level it out. But I regret doing that because if you look at it before without the hand, it looks so much better, so much cuter. Here with the hand, it looks like, you know, he is trying to squeeze their hand in front of the camera when the angle it's not supposed to have that hand showing like that. I don't know what I was thinking. That was about a week ago, last Tuesday, because today is Wednesday of, I don't know what day it is. I think Saturday is the 28th, Friday 27, Thursday 6, today is the 25. I need to double check this, I think. This is why planners exist. I just gotta use them more often. Yeah, today's at 25. And I did this drawing on... When did I do art last week? On Tuesday, yeah. Because this week I haven't done art. And last week I went to Disney. So I didn't have time to record this voiceover. That's why I'm doing it today. But I was not expecting to get sick yesterday. I'm trying to color it. But actually... I realized a mistake I did when I was looking at it, and this background, or like the layer that's on top of it, that's making a warm tone. Actually, I really like that eye color. Like when I do these voiceovers, I also do like analysis on whatever I did for my art that time. And I make a mental note. I think the best way for you to catch mistakes when you really, really don't like an art piece that you did is record yourself drawing it and go back to it. You're going to realize that a lot of the time what you discarded as not liking it in the moment is actually what looked best. But since you discarded it, of course you don't like the final piece because you still don't like it. But that's just me. I do little eyelashes because it's gonna be a she. She's going to go through many transformations. Trust me, many transformations. Of course, I'm still keeping the little triangle shaped head because I don't know, for some reason that looks cute. But I might just not add both of the hands next time. Here I'm trying to add a shadow, but I'm still learning color theory. So I skipped that part because I was like, let me just skip that part and just continue with my drawing session because I did not have that much time on my hands. Here I'm making it a little bit rounder so it makes sense, you know. I do like that part, I'll be honest. I would need it to make it perfect. But that's the thing, you can't make everything perfect because then you spend too much time on making that little detail perfect. So instead, I made the top part wider into it. I think I should have erased a little bit of it and make it less thick right there, but that's okay. Here, I was trying to add shine to the eyes, but due to the brush, since it has a little spiky like finish to it, I was not liking it. Not at all, whatsoever. And I think she's chunky and cute. I just hate that right hand. I shouldn't have added that right hand. I think it would have been so much cuter without that right hand. And also I should have fixed that right leg as well. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm hoping my videos do reach someone, and I would love to talk to anybody about, anything at all. Whether we learn something from each other, or you learn something from me, or I learn something from you. Like, I am definitely open to criticism because constructive criticism is the best thing you can get as an artist, especially as a beginner artist. Because a lot of the time, you won't like your artwork because you don't know what's wrong. And like, sometimes you might know what's wrong, but you don't know how to fix it. So I think posting it on social media, on top of course, getting followers and getting an audience and trying to, monetize, you also get a lot of criticism. Some people might not be good about telling you the criticism. Like, some people are just rude about it, or like the phrasing is very rude. But other people, like, you can't take it personally. You just need to take it and be like, okay, what are they seeing that I'm not seeing? And just go back to your artwork and try to fix it on a later date. Like, put a little note about it or something. I mean, that's what my planners are for. I have like 3. Please don't be like me. You don't need that many planners in your life if your life it's not like that. I am adding the cheeks as well. See, this is another reason why I shouldn't have added the hands, because now the cheeks and the hands are like, I don't know, fighting each other or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, I was not happy with that at all. Here, I'm trying to make sure they're leveled, because I don't know, for some reason cheeks are just the same height, even though the eyes are not on the same height. Not even the eyelashes are the same height. They don't even look the same. But that might just be me. I mean, not even the legs are the same. One side is chunkier than the other. And I wish I should have fixed that leg. But I didn't think I had the time to go back to it. And of course, I did certain things on a different layer. Sometimes I do everything on just one layer. Outside of the coloring, of course. Because I feel like it's very challenging if you do everything in one layer. If you're very happy with a sketch, and you did it in one layer, but you're not happy with certain parts of the sketch, for example, the hands or the feet or the little legs, the eyes, take that sketch, copy it, hide it, and then edit that second copy. So like, if you have the original sketch, you copy it, you hide the original sketch, and then you edit the copy. That way you still have the original sketch that you liked so much, but now you have a copy where you can do whatever edits you want to it without having the, this scary thing of losing it somehow. Here I was trying to add a little background contrasting color. Sorry, I struggle sometimes. It's worse because I'm sick. My brain sometimes speaks to me in English and then sometimes speaks to me in Spanish, and I'm like, I don't know what you're telling me. But anyways, here I was trying to add a shadow, or at least like a background darker color, so it didn't mix too much with the background, because for some reason I was looking at it and I'm like, the colors are too similar. But anyways, that was my final piece. Here you have the artwork. Let me know whatever you think about it. I accept criticisms. I would love to have any comments. And thank you for watching, and especially listening to me rant, because I know this was long. Thank you.